We have some crazy piping hot office drama for you guys, so stay tuned. It's gonna be quite an interesting one. So, am I the a-hole if I report my co-worker for making TikToks about me? Well, we shall see. I'll use fake names to avoid drama, because we already have enough of that anyways. I work with a younger girl. Let's call her Carla. We work in healthcare. Since she started, there's always been some sort of tension, and I never really understood why. Context? I had knee surgery a little while back, and I've had certain restrictions after going back to work. I genuinely wasn't aware that this was causing any sort of issue because no one has mentioned it. They knew that I was out for a couple of months, but that was it. I didn't really feel like I need to clarify with my coworker why I was out for this time. Just putting it out there, it's no one's business what type of time off you take, if it's for health reasons, vacation, anything, okay? You really don't need to explain yourself to anyone, not even like with HR or your management. At least that's how it is in the UK. Like where I'm working specifically, you just take time off. You don't need to explain yourself, okay? You just say health reasons, and it's no one's business, okay? Moving on. I get home from work and I'm doom scrolling on TikTok, and one of her videos pop up. She's talking about how everyone hates me and how I'm just lazy and how they're all going to slash the bitch's tires. My god, it just escalated just so quickly. The bitch's tires. Wow, okay. I wouldn't have known it was even about me if the caption didn't say and her name rhymes with. Okay, first off, there's so many nuances here, and essentially put my name. That's basically giving out your private information without you knowing, posting it to like thousands of people on TikTok. I don't know how many followers she's have, but there's like a certain amount of people who will be seeing that, okay? And also, like, you're pretty much doxing this person. Obviously, if your followers know where you work, you're kind of figuring it out, like logic and common sense, where this person is also working. So there's so many things that you can report here, like right now, that kind of is gonna ruin her career, but we're just gonna continue. I'm the only one with a name that could possibly rhyme with the spelling she put. I spent the last hour crying. Oh my god, no. I just don't want to go to work anymore. God, she's the one who needs to be like, you know, laid off and not be coming to work, okay? Not her. I feel like I'm genuinely a nice person. I don't go out of my way to hurt anyone. I've never had any sort of issue with anyone. My mom was in nursing for 2 decades, and I asked her what she thought, and she told me I'm being too sensitive and that I should just suck it up and let it go. No, that's how harassment starts, okay? It starts off with these bullyings like they do online, and then it escalates to actually bullying you in the workplace, like properly, face to face, okay? You need to be documenting these, reporting them, you know, to your HR, anyone with the management, okay? And making sure she gets fired for it, or at least like some sort of disciplinary, okay? Especially if you're working in healthcare. Healthcare itself is quite like a big sector, okay? But it's also very closed off and small at the same time. So it's usually like mostly connections in a way. So once she has a bad rep somewhere, it's gonna continue to follow her. And people should know about this type of behavior that she's having, okay? Because she's gonna continue to do this to other people as well, and that needs to be stopped, okay? She needs to be punished for something. Okay, it's difficult for me because Carla has a video up that has the back of my car in it. License plate fully visible. I'm sorry, you can literally find someone with the license plate. Obviously, I looked at her profile after the fact, and it's just not sitting right with me, and I don't feel like I'm overreacting. You're not, babes. You're really not. I work too hard and I try too hard to be treated like this. I guess if it were to my face, I could respect it more. But it being online for strangers to also join in on really bothers me. I feel like I'm in high school all over again. It is. It's giving high school bullying vibe, okay? It's kind of like Mean Girls, not like the comedic type. I know this wasn't like a post about if you're the a-hole, because you're clearly not, okay? This person needs to be reported. But let's, you know, just dive into the comment section. Everyone else is saying, because we want everyone to have the same opinion. I just like it when I'm right, that's all. Not the a-hole. If you're fully honest about what she did and she loses her job, that's the consequences of her own actions. Exactly, it is the consequences of her own action, okay? You shouldn't be feeling unhappy about it at all, because she brought this on herself. She knew very well what she was doing, okay? Another relative said, save this video just in case they do slash the tires or anything happen to you or your property. Once again, all of these videos need to be documented, saved, you know, make sure you're going to HR, okay, regarding these things, because otherwise it's going to be a he said, she said situation most of the times, but not in this case specifically, because once again, you have loads of evidence, clearly, and she's basically implicating herself at this point. She's just posting everything up out in the air. I'm just going to assume she's the type of person who has done this quite a few times. Nothing has happened. That's why she's bold enough to actually do this. I would say she's like a repeat offender, I guess, in my way. That's what I'm assuming, okay? These are my opinions. But yeah, overall, baby girl, you shouldn't be feeling sorry about this person. Clearly, she's the a-hole, and obviously, you're not. Don't go anywhere, we still have some more spicy workplace drama coming right up. Am I the a-hole for ending a long-term relationship after being left out of a work event? I, 26F, was with my boyfriend, 28M, for 4 years. We built a life together, made each other's families. We even worked on moving in together once my lease was up and talked seriously about the future. Lately though, things hadn't been great. This is where it starts to go downhill. The relationship had been rocky for a while, communication was off, there was distance, and I often feel like I was doing most of the emotional work. Even so, I stayed and tried to fix it because 4 years felt like something worth fighting for. Is a man really worth fighting for if this is the type of emotion that he's making you feel? He told me he had work dinner and said it was employees only. I didn't question it, since usually these company functions encourage bringing partners. I've been trying to keep the peace lately instead of creating more tension between us. Okay, so when it comes to specifically like work dinners and events, I do have to say from my experience, there has been instances in my workplace where there's like an event going on and in actuality it is employees only. So for me, when I'm reading this, it just doesn't come off like as an odd thing. We have more of this in the UK, but to be honest, I haven't been here that long to really see the extent of it, I would say. The next day, I saw a post on Instagram from a coworker of his. Like I said, his company is very family oriented and usually encourages partners to attend events like these. Okay, I think I missed that part where it said it was family oriented, so that would make more sense to bring in, like, you know, partners, family members, stuff like that. Her post mentioned that partners were welcome and he was in multiple photos sitting next to her, looking very comfortable together. Once again, boundaries. I have many male colleagues that I work really closely with and we have banter, we enjoy each other's company, but there is a line that we don't ever cross. What made it worse was that people in his office openly calls her his work wife. Okay, that word just triggers me so much in like the worst way possible, and I hate how normalized in a weird way it has become. I had heard him mention that before and it has always bothered me, but he brushed it off as harmless office joke. Always listen to your instincts, ladies, always. Seeing her post him like that, knowing people already frame them that way, made me feel sick. That's when it clicked that he hadn't been honest with me. When I asked him about this, he said he didn't think it was a big deal and that he didn't want things to be awkward because we aren't married. Excuse me? After 4 years together, that explanation felt like a punch in the gut. It made me feel like I wasn't someone he wanted to openly claim in his life. Absolutely, you're completely validated in your opinion. Like, also the audacity to actually say that out loud is like insane. I also asked why he spent the night sitting with her and why she was comfortable enough to post him online, especially with the work-wife dynamic. He got defensive and said I was overreacting and that she's just a co-worker. Like, the dismissal from the boyfriend, the downplay, the, like, you know, the victim blaming, like, you're overreacting, you're the crazy one. This is the vibe that I'm getting from him, and 100% emotional cheating going on here. But at this point, it wasn't just about the party. It felt like the final straw in a long line of moments where I felt pushed to the side. I just shut down and told him I was done. I wasn't going to spend the night at his place, but I just packed my stuff and left. It's been a few days and some of his friends have texted me saying I'm blowing things out of proportion for ending things over this, which I've ignored, and he kept on calling, leaving voicemails and texting saying he's really sorry and wants to talk it. I don't know anymore. Like, we spent so much time together and maybe it was actually a lapse in judgment.
Lapse in my judgment.
And I was being rash. Am I the a-hole? The fact that she even has to ask this is ridiculous. Like, be honest, the whole story is just giving off the fact that this man does not want to show off his girlfriend, I would say, okay? I'm in a relationship with someone, I want to be bragging about them 24/7, okay? And the fact the boyfriend is not inviting OP to these events is kind of telling, okay? Like, maybe this is not something he's looking for in the long run, but of course I would never leave you guys hanging, so we do have an update. Yay! Well, everyone in the comment was right. Thank you very much. Thank you, appreciate that. I honestly wanted to believe it was just a stupid lapse in judgment.
Lapse in my judgment.
Or that I'd made a rash decision after months of feeling unloved. No, baby girl, those are all valid, okay? But no, there really was something going on with the coworker. Of course, we knew that. 2 days after my original post, we had to set up logistics for picking up the rest of my stuff from his apartment. He was still begging me, calling me non-stop, long voicemails, paragraphs about how he never meant to hurt me and nothing was going on. Like, oh god, the patheticness is just cringe. My best friend came with me when I grabbed the last of my few things, and even then he was still trying trying to convince me to talk, to hear him out, to give him another chance, the yada yada yada. We've heard those a million times, okay? Thank you, but next. He looked panicked, which honestly made me second guess myself for half a second. Don't you dare, girl. But fast forward to now, just a few days later, and guess who posted what on Instagram? A co-worker. The work wife. The one he swore was just a co-worker. She made a whole soft launch style post about how it's so lovely being partners in and out of the office. Oh my god. We saw that shit coming. Full photos. Them together. Smiling. Comfortable. Very, very not new. So yeah, it wasn't in my head, it wasn't an overreaction, and it definitely wasn't just work. Oh, 100%. So yeah, it wasn't in my head, it wasn't an overreaction. I'm hurt, but also weirdly relieved. Exactly, when you just have to get rid of all the dead weight, ladies. Get rid of them. Everything makes sense now. The distance, the defensiveness, the lies over things as dumb as a company dinner. I didn't blow up a good relationship. I walked away from a man who always checked out and didn't have the respect or backbone to admit it. And there you go, ladies. That is the perfect way to end a statement, okay? And good for OP for having the courage to walk away from this pathetic of a man, okay? Before we continue, make sure you guys, slightly nudge the like and subscribe button, because that will really help me out in the long run. But we have a final story left, so let's go. I, 23F, met my boyfriend's 25M work wife for the first time, and I'm devastated. The work wife again. I don't even know how the word work wife came about, and that person needs to be banned, okay? Because how dare they? Also work husband, because both of them equally disgusting. So throwaway account, because this is pretty personal drama and I don't want all my friends knowing about this just yet. I've been with my boyfriend for 5 years now, and he's been at his current job for a few years. We will call him Jake. I've never met any of his co-workers until last night, but there's one in particular who we will call Amy. He sometimes does favors for her, fixing her car, going to her house to fix stuff around her house, etc. And I was never really concerned because he told me all his co-workers are a lot older than him. Okay, but also not okay. That just, no. I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this one. However, one night while he was asleep, his guy friend kept blowing up his phone, so I answered to let him know Jake was sleeping, and so was I, so please stop calling. Anyways, before I put the phone down, I noticed 5 unread text notifications from Amy. I guess some of the spam notifications were from her. One of them said, "Great Jake, now everyone thinks we're fucking." Oh my god, I can't believe I actually just read that. One word, extremely inappropriate. This really concerned me, as it should, babe. My god. I would lose sleep over this. What the hell? So the next day after Jake got home from work, I asked about it. He said that both him and Amy were late for work that morning, so everyone probably assumed that. And it was just a joke. A distasteful joke, okay? I thought it was a weirdly unprofessional joke and expressed my discomfort. Exactly, thank you. He invited me to the bar with him and his co-workers that night so I could meet her and see it was nothing to worry about. Yes, that still wouldn't make me feel that great, okay? It did not suit my nerves at all. Turns out Amy is not a lot older than him. She's only 3 years older and super pretty. Sharp. No. Oh, this is not going good. The entire night she was all over him, touching him, leaning on him, putting his arms around him, and even kissed him on the cheek. And he acted like it was normal. Red flags. It's alarming. Oh my god, no. This is completely inappropriate, okay? They were constantly teasing each other in that middle schooler who doesn't know how to properly flirt yet kind of way. Ew, okay. She told me all about how she loves him like a brother. And also she's told me she's had sex with half of the other co-workers, and that she got the next morning off work because she sent co-worker's nude to get him to cover for her. What did I just read? Wait, I have to read that again. This is completely unprofessional. Oh my god. Where is HR in this? And also happening around other co-workers who are all gone out for the night. I'm sorry, but the way I would lose my shit over this would be insane. Later on, she started crying and sobbing at the bar, actual tears, because she's so lonely and wants someone to love her. and my boyfriend ended up having to comfort her. Throw the whole man away. I'm sorry, but no. No man is worth this amount of bullshit that he's spitting. I'm just unsure what to do or say. My boyfriend kept acting like this was normal and that he wasn't doing anything wrong by entertaining this behavior. So this has been going on for months and months then. The fact that the boyfriend is not phased at all about this behavior, I can't ask him to cut her off. They're on the same unit and they have to work together. I literally do not know what to do about this. I'm just disgusted knowing this has been going on these years and he's worked with her. How can I set boundaries when he's forced to be around each other all the time? Boundaries does not exist with these people. It is completely disrespectful. I can understand like workplace boundaries can be blurred more often than not than you would imagine, okay? You spend long hours working together, there's like shared stress, there is this weird bond and everything that's going on, and that's exactly why the clear boundaries really matters. And where is HR in all of these? The fact that this Amy person is doing this not with OP's boyfriend, other people like having these types of relationships and openly admitting it, like setting all these inappropriate pictures. Like, how is this even allowed in like a workplace environment? Anyway, that's just my 2 cents, but let's see what the Redditors have to say about this, okay? Stuff like this, in my opinion, is not even worth the effort to fix. Exactly, your boyfriend is entertaining another woman but hiding behind the what? We're just friends, she's like a sister, which is completely like disgusting to say, but it's all over me kissing my cheek card. Why be with someone who you need to babysit and correct about for what looks like a clear affair? Exactly, that's exactly what it is. Also, it's very unlikely the boyfriend is also not into him, but I digress. Another commenter said, said she sent another co-worker nudes. Questions. What kind of workplace is this where this is happening? It sounds like an HR nightmare. Exactly, thank you. Has she sent your boyfriend nudes? Have you checked his phone? Oh my god, that is a good point. Oh, and OP has responded. So this notification from your comment popped up and it made me think. I decided that even though I didn't like the idea of purposely snooping around, the curiosity got the better of me. I scrolled through his texts with her and I found nothing concerning, which is exactly why it is concerning, okay? Likelihood of that being deleted is very high at this point, until I realised the texts only go back a few months. There we go. I know for a fact they have been texting since she started working there 2 years ago. My god, this has been going on for 2 years? So I'm now worried that he deleted their previous conversation. I don't see any other explanation unless she got a new phone number a few months ago, which is highly unlikely, and you're giving this man the benefit of the doubt, which you shouldn't, by the way. Anyways, the verdict, clearly you're not the ear-hole and you need to leave this man, okay? Completely. Throw him away, bend that man, and as the Queen of Hearts would say, off with his head.
Off with his head!
You know what, that's all the office drama that I can handle for today. I'm gonna need a cuppa after this. So yeah, make sure you guys like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!